Well, hello. Welcome to Happy Yoga. So I'm playing around with a little light, so we'll see how this works for us. A little more light in the room, so it's those things that you test out and see what works. So welcome. Remember too is coming to yoga, do the things that feel really good for your body, and if there's some switches, you know to do it, make some changes. I've got my blankets, pillow. You can have anything that's going to feel good for you to use for it, and make sure that you just feel comfortable with whatever we're doing. So as like every other class, I invite you to start in a really comfortable place for you. Find a nice way to start your yoga practice, and always remember it is yours. So make adjustments that feel good. If I don't comment or mention it, you know what your body feels like. So I'm going to go back to my mat and we'll get started. So find that comfortable place for you. What's going to be that nice way to start your yoga practice? How do you want to be supported? How comfortable do you want to be? Do you want to sit? Do you want to lay down? What's going to be nice? Is there a yoga posture that you absolutely love and you want to do? So find your place. Make sure that you feel comfortable. Do any little shifting that's going to make you feel good where you're at. And then when you're there, take a few breaths to settle in. And our start today in a guided meditation is cultivating joyful effect. So as you get comfortable, let that spine be neutral, but find that length in the spine. Rest your hands on your lap or on your thighs in a way that promotes a release of your shoulders and expansion of your chest. Close your eyes or keep your gaze soft and low. Turn your attention inward. Breathe slowly and steadily in and out through your nose. Find a quiet, patient and easy, comfortable breath. Think about watching that breath moving in and out. And then invite joy into your practice by silently contemplating your why. Joyful effort arises when we understand our purpose. Why meditate? Why practice mindfulness? What benefits do you hope to receive? By understanding intention and why you are prioritizing your practice, the effort in practicing becomes imbued, engaged with joy and ease. Recall why you are here, right now, meditating in your yoga class today. Allow a deep satisfaction to arise as you apply effort in this moment joyfully. And then with your why in mind, cultivate joyful effort by shifting your awareness to the benefits you've already received through this practice of mindfulness and meditation. Recall how good you feel on days you meditate or take time for calm and relaxation, and what it feels like to start the day mindfully, and the pride you feel in remaining still and present just how yourself feels. With the in-breath, just feel a little bit more length in the spine, and use your rest and the joy of the benefits of mindfulness. Count the ways in which your life has improved with mindfulness as something to support you. And then cultivate joyful effort by placing your attention on that positive sensations you're aware of right now. These are calm, quiet, ease, spaciousness, patience, and awareness. Notice all the ways in which being here right now brings you joy. Feel those positive sensations in the body and the breath. Recognize that these positive qualities do not appear accidentally. They are direct effort, or the direct result of your effort. Rejoice in the effort that you're applying to yourself, to your meditation right here, right now. Rejoice in that effort and rest in awareness of the joyful benefits you're receiving for you. And just take some time to breathe and relax. And just take a little bit more time. Until you feel that you're ready to add a little bit of movement. That you're ready to maybe stretch. Maybe you're ready to hug those knees in if you're on your back, or maybe if you're seated. Maybe in another position, just that little bit of movement. And taking your time, think about how you'd like to come to seated. Do you want to roll over? And just take some breaths and push yourself up. Or do you want to actually roll up and start a little movement? So think about what feels good. What's your happy? And then as you do, slowly bring yourself to a seated position. Now you know that I love to sit on the edge of my blanket. So I really am just hanging on the edge. So if you looked at me, I'm kind of just sitting on that edge. And what it is I get that pelvic tilt and I get the length in my spine. It just feels quite comfortable. So it's always though finding your good place. Do you want to sit in a different position? Do you like that hero's pose when you're sitting on your knees? What's a good comfort for you? And it's always, this is your yoga class. So you check in. And just notice and feel. And just take a few breaths when you get yourself settled. And remember too, if one of those knees or hips feels tight, you can tuck something under there. Get that support. Just a couple more breaths. And then a little movement into our neck. So I'm going to do that little looking back and forth. I do this in bed before I wake up. It's a little checking in. Can feel nice. And coming back to center. And I'm going to take my chin out and then bring my chin in. Out. And so if things things are feeling tight, this can be a little release. But also, if we're getting into, I've done this before, that habit of looking down on things, it's kind of nice to get that ears back, stacked over the shoulders. Get that alignment. And yes, our spine curves, our neck goes like this, the upper back here, lower back, hips. But how much of a curve? So kind of checking in. And then just for once, pull it back. So I've got that chin tucked, I've got a little, I can feel it. Got my ears over my shoulders, so you can just check in. If that's where they're at, I'll take a few breaths. Then slowly I'm going to take that right ear over to the right shoulder. If you like, that's where we can take our hand up there. So just check there. And then I know I usually like to look down. Let's look up for a change. And then release. And take left ear to left shoulder. If you like, that hand can do a little rest, that little weight. A few breaths. And then again, I'm going to look up. So just opening just little different places in the neck. And again, releasing. And then once I've come there, I like to do that movement again. So if I've created tension, I'm releasing it. Okay. If there's another little neck movement, always make sure you do it. And just noticing where you're at, a few breaths. Then you're going to take that right arm across, left hand or arm can hold it. A few breaths here. And then I'm going to release and take that left arm across. Again, I'm looking at you, I'm not twisting. And I'm taking that right arm behind me, sliding that back of my hand on that lower spine, and then I'm reaching over as if I can reach over to hold on to that left arm so you can kind of see where I'm at. But if the hand's here, you know what it feels like for your shoulder. So check in, a few breaths. And again, releasing that right arm. I'm going to take that left back of the hand on that lower spine, reaching over as if I can reach over to hold on to my right upper arm. And maybe not, but just coming over. And there's that opening into the shoulders, across the upper back, just checking it out. A few more breaths. And release, and I love to do this, so always feels good. I even do this in the morning. I hug my knees in bed, I roll my shoulders back, roll them forward, and can I tell you it sounds different in the morning. I'm laying there and I'm hearing crack, 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 and right now I hear nothing. So it's interesting how you can start the day, and as you move and do things, how your body changes and shifts. Now from here we're going to go onto our back, and we're going to be here for a few different moves and shapes. Have a blanket or a pillow or something nearby that we can tuck underneath our hips. If you happen to have, these are my Dollarama blocks, this would even work. So anything thing, but we'll have those things nearby so then if we're using them, you've got them. We are going to be holding one of the postures longer. Now, funny enough, I reached into my one drawer. I had used this in yin classes forever. I flip it over for 3 minutes. It's easier than sometimes always keeping my eye on my watch. So if you see that, that's what it's for. So I'm going to come on my back to start. I could take my head on my blanket. And just get there, maybe just a little movement to start is kind of fun. And then from here we're going to go into Bananasana and hold each side for 3 minutes. So I'm releasing my legs. I'm going to take my hips over to that left side of my mat, my feet over to the bottom right corner, arms up and over. Now, as you do this, if for some reason you get that tingling in the bottom of the hands or fingers or anything, then release, do some movement in your shoulders so that you can start to get a release, okay? Because we can squeeze the nerves, so we want to be able to release. If you want to take that left heel over the right ankle, you could do that. But feel that opening down the side of your shoulder, chest, that ribs, there's little space between the ribs, all the way down to that hip and down the side of the legs. And just feel that. Just maybe decide, would you like your eyes open or closed? And just use the breath to settle. Just any little adjustments. And even if that hip or some side of your body is feeling tight, think about that idea of breathing in. So if I think about breathing into the left hip, and when I release the breath, maybe I can release a bit in the hip. So think about that mindset of inhaling and exhaling. We'll do 8 more breaths. And then slowly releasing your arms, your feet. I'm going to bend those knees, bring myself back into center. Do a little bit of rocking back and forth. Maybe you want to hug those knees in and to see what your body's feeling. And then we'll go to the other side. So I'm going to release my legs. Take my hips over to the right side of the mat. Let them drop down. My feet going to the bottom left corner. Reaching my left arm up, right arm up as I go into a twist. And then again, I'm going to make those adjustments. See See what feels good. And if you'd like that right heel over that left ankle, do that. If it feels a little more opening, any shifting. And just notice any difference here. From the shoulder down through the side of your ribs, that space between the ribs and the hip, the side of your hip, all the way down the leg to your foot. And just notice if it's different from the other side. And using that breath to help you settle in. Just any little shifting. Just see how that body's feeling. We'll do 8 more breaths. And then just slowly start to release. Bend those knees and use your feet to bring you back into center. And again, a little shifting, hugging the knees in. What's going to feel nice for you and your body. And then slowly, if those knees are hugging in, relax them. Then we're going to do a little stretching into those hip flexors. So that's between that hip bone, the pelvis. Now I could reach over from my pillow, or you could fold your blanket, or if you've got a block or a bolster, I'm going to push in to my feet. Lift those hips, slide it right under. So I want it sitting right under my behind. So my hips are being lifted a bit. And we've done this before. But again, I find this good if we've been sitting a lot. I want my hip flexors to release because then they feel tight into my hips, my lower back. So then I'm going to release that right leg. I can hug the left in. I've got my hand under the thigh, but kind of check in where you're at. And we'll stay here for about 8 breaths. And then slowly release that left leg, hug the right one in, slide that left foot down. And remember, if you're going, I don't feel a lot, you could even tuck something more under. So right at the bottom of your spine, right down there, and lift those hips up a little more. So just always check in. I'm doing 8 breaths in total. And I'm going to slowly bring that left knee in, a little rocky, little movement. And then from here, I'm going to lift those legs up. I can have my hands back at thighs, up a little, or maybe nowhere, maybe out to the side. Out to the side, you decide. And I'm going to just do that little foot movement, pointing and flexing. Wiggling the toes, I'm taking my legs out so I can turn those feet. And here, just do little movements. Maybe it's back and forth with those legs. That's nice. And just a little crossing. So those little movements. Ooh, I'm feeling that. Went to the field house yesterday morning. Did lots and lots of squats. Probably about 200, I think I posted. So I'm feeling it. So yoga is so good to do, well, before and after we do different kind of workouts. Then bring them in, then I'm going to see if I can just hug them in a little more. So a little lengthening. Ooh. And then I'm pushing those heels up, a few breaths. And then slowly releasing, and let those feet come down. Now options here, I could extend my legs, I could keep them bent, or maybe there's a different shape you want to go. We're just going to do a little breathing check-in here. So I'm just going to start with my hands on my chest and see as I breathe, can I feel movement? A couple more. And slowly I'm going to bring my hands down the side, and I'm putting my hands right on the side, my thumbs at the back, my fingertips are on my ribs. And then let's do 5-6 breaths here, just feel that movement. And then slowly take your hands down onto your belly. Find a comfortable place, and then let's do our breaths here. Feeling that movement in the belly. And then even you might notice movement in your back. So just check in. And slowly, a little rocking. I'm going to push into my feet, lift them, so whatever you might have under the hips, take out. Now I'm going to shift a bit because I'm a little bit near my wall. I'm going to do a little bit into the shoulders here. So I'm coming out away from my wall so I can reach. So depending where you are in your home, just kind of check to see if you want to shift so you can actually reach out. And then if you extended arms and legs, you've got extension. Just kind of check in there. And then to start, just that little bit of hugging, a little bit of rocking. And then I'm going to slowly have my knees bent. And then I've got them here, and then I've got my arms up, okay? Then slowly I'm going to extend my legs and extend my arms. Then bringing my arms back, bringing my feet in, knees bent. So think about how it's going to feel comfortable. Do you prefer to do, say, right side, then left side? Oh, I kind of like this. Right, then left. Or would you rather do them both together? So I can do right, left, bringing up right, left, or I could do it all together. All the way back, stretch, all the way in. So it's almost sliding my feet. So you do what feels good for your body. Whichever you're doing, we'll do some more, a few more. And then the next time you're down, let's do both our legs and arms down, stretching. Then release, and then really is stretch both right. So stretch that right arm out, stretch that right leg out, point that toe, stretch the right side, then release. Let go of the left side. You're going to take that left arm, stretching it out, stretching that right leg, stretching, go, and release. We'll do one more on each side. So stretch that right arm out, stretch that right foot, and release, and let's go to the left side. Stretch that left side out, that left arm, left foot, few breaths. And releasing, bring those arms and feet and knees, a little bit of hugging, a little bit of rocking. And then slowly decide how you'd like to come up. Do you want to roll over to one side? Do you want to roll up? Oh. And slowly come up to seated. Take a few breaths. Find that comfort. And then from here, I'm going to go into cat-cow. I'm just doing my hair up again as it's coming all over. Laying on there. I come into your tabletop. I'm going to come forward. So you can see what I'm doing. Now decide too, would you like to have your toes tucked for cat-cow, or do you want to have your feet flat? Can feel a little different. So check it out. Then slowly tuck that tailbone round, that spine, chin to chest, tailbone up, belly drops as you look ahead. And just start making that movement. Then slowly come to center, and then I'm going to take my right ear over to as if I could touch my right ear to my right hip. Then I go the other side, left ear, as if I could go the left hip. Do that little movement back and forth, or maybe there's something else you prefer do it. And then slowly, I'm going to take my right leg out the right side. So again, it's kind of coming about hip distance. My hands are down. We've done this before. Now, think about it too. That back foot could be flat to start, or maybe you want the toes tucked. And just doing that little bit of rocking. See how it feels. How far forward do you want to go? How far back? Now I'm going to come about flat, then I'm going to take that right foot and go behind on my back. So it's crossing my left leg. So my right toes are still there off to the side, trying to keep my hips level, and then I'm going to do a little. I can't go quite as far. If your knee bends a bit, that feels okay, but just a little different movement. A few more breaths. And I'm going to bring that right knee in. Ooh, going to the other side. Left foot comes out. And again, that rock and back and forth. Remember, do you want that back foot flat or you want the toes tucked? How far forward? I can't even say that. How far forward? How far back? And then slowly come back to center, and then I'm going to take that left leg, crossing, back on those left toes, and again, little back and forth. It can be very different than the other direction, right? If it feels better to bend that knee a bit, check it out. Obviously, I'm not getting as far as I did on the other side. A couple more. And slowly, bring it in, any little movement. I'm going to do one more. If you need to take a little break for those wrists or palms, do that. Okay? It can be turning, opening, right? So if that's good, you do it. You know what your body feels. And then from here, I'm going to cross my right leg over the left. So you'll see where I'm going. Took the right. So I've got cross-legged. I know. So same here, I crossed my legs, and then again going back and forth a little bit. And just kind of check it in. A few more. And then from here, I'm going to uncross, take that right leg back. So my right knee's back, then guess what? Left knee's going over that right. Back and forth. Again, see how it feels. How far back, how far forward. Couple more. And take those knee wide, big toes together. Settle back. And remember, if child's pose is not your pose, turn on your back, hug your knees in. Still nice opening, taking those hips wide. And just to start, I love to rock. And then extend those arms so it's active. And have those elbows up and take a few breaths. And then from here, I am slowly going to bring myself into downward facing dog, tucking my toes under, bringing my belly all the way to my knees, and then do any movement. Keep going. I'm just getting warm, so taking off a layer. And then slowly come into a plank. Hold it for a few breaths, but remember you can take your knees down too. And then slowly I'm going to push all the way back up. A few breaths. And then coming forward into plank. Remember, you can take those knees down. Bending the knees, pushing my belly towards them, coming all the way up into downward facing dog. And then one more time, coming to plank, knees up or down. Up into that plank pose. And then slowly walking yourself up into a forward fold. Bringing your feet kind of that hip distance apart if it feels good. Deciding how you want to do. Do you want to tuck your fingers under toes? Do you want to hug your elbows? Do you want to move? Take a few more breaths. And then slowly bring yourself all the way up to standing. Any little movement. And then from here, we're going to do a little flow, a little movement. So I'm going to start on this side of my mat in the front. So you'll kind of see where you want to go. When I turn, I'm going to turn towards you. So kind of find out which way that works. So I'm turning to my right when I turn, eventually. Think about a nice big inhale, and then on that exhale, I'm going to bring my hands, I can do in prayer, put them onto my waist. I'm going to step my right leg back, coming into this high lunge. So my front knee's bent, I'm on my back toes. Toes are all forward. I can keep my hands here in prayer, have my hands up overhead. Take a few breaths. And I'm going to take my hands behind me, so a little opening that shoulders too. Then I'm going to drop that back foot, pivot, lengthen the front, pivot all the way to the front. Hands are still there. Then I'm going to bend that right knee, reach out in that back arm. Then I'm going to pivot there, and then do a little movement if you want with your feet. My feet are coming up and down as if I'm skating. So think about, I'm a skater. I'm going, moving back and forth. If it gets to a point where you go, I'm done with those holding hands, maybe the hands are on your hips, maybe they're out. Few more wherever you're at. And then slowly I'm going to go over to the right side, hang out here a few breaths. And then come over to the left. And then come all the way up. Release, a little bit of turning. Ooh, felt good. Dropping my arms, right hand down the right side, left arm up and over, a few breaths. And then the left arm is going down, that left leg, right arm up and over, a few breaths here. And slowly coming all the way up again. My hands could be on my hips. So I'm going to keep them there. I'm going to put my right foot, toes going to that, over to the other side of my mat, bending my front leg, then I'm going to pivot onto my toes. So think that high lunge again, just like we did on the other side, now a little different. Okay, and then from here, again, arms in prayer, down your sides, or maybe you like them up. Few breaths. And then from here, I'm going to go all the way forward. Oh, my hip is tight from last night, or yesterday. And I'm going to bring that right leg back again, push myself up into downward facing dog. Take a few breaths. And then I'm going to go into pigeon pose. I'm going to take my right leg up, bend it, come all the way through right knee to right wrist, release my left leg. If this is not comfortable, or you like a different way in, go into it. Or remember, you can roll over onto your back and hug your knees in a figure four. Now again, I said my hips are tight from yesterday's workout, so I am tucking a blanket under my right hip. I can stay up or come down, and remember your option, lots of options, but this can be the option, hugging. I got my right knee bent, hugging into my chest. I'm still opening my right hip, same thing. So find your good comfort. Now we're going to stay a little longer too. It's a good release for the hip, whichever way you've chosen. And remember too, that right foot, if it doesn't feel comfortable having it all the way up, bring it closer into your pelvis. Find a good shift for it, where you feel in a good place. Do about 1 more minute. Now 8 more breaths. Slowly, depending where you're at, we're going to move to the other side. I'm going to do downward facing dog in between. If you're on your back, then switch to the other side. I'm going to tuck my back toes under, take that front leg bend, moving my blanket over. And then I'm going to lift my left leg, bend that knee, bring her all the way forward, knee to the left wrist. Release my right leg, and again, I'm feeling tight from all that work yesterday. Look at, I'm folding that blanket, or a pillow to be dropped in, and then I'm going to come down. And again, find a good place. Remember, you can go on your back and hug in. Hug that, take your left leg over your and settle in, and it's still a nice hip opener. So find a good place to relax, also noticing if there's any difference side to side. Just feel if you need to do any little shifting, any little movement. One more minute. And 8 more breaths. And then just start to slowly bring yourself up. Ooh. Tucking that toe under one more time. If you're here, downward facing dog. If you're on your back, stay there. And then drop my knees. And then slowly come on to my back. And then decide too if we're going to do a little movement before Shavasana. So if you'd like to put a sweater on or you'd like your socks on, then definitely check in, see what's going to feel good, what you're going to like to do. And come on down. So I put that blanket under my head again because weirdly I quite have gotten into the habit of it. And then I've got my knees bent. I'm going to bring them into the chest. Ooh, that little rocking. And then I can have my hands on the back of my thighs, on the backs of my calves. But I've got my knees bent. I've got my feet to the top. We're going to go happy baby. So I can hug here, here, or hands can come on the outside of the feet or the inside. What's going to be a comfortable way for you to get into this shape? And then again, this is a good one for how tight everything feels from yesterday's class, the field house. So a little bit of rocking. I'm bringing those knees, if I can open them up a bit more. Can I bring them down towards my armpits? So that little opening. So see what's feeling good. And then that rocking is lovely. Kind of just checking in, see what feels nice. Now another option is I could put my fingers around my big toes. And then if I wanted, I could extend a leg, bring it in, extend the other, or I could extend both. So just kind of see if there's any of those options that feel good. I mean, I could do that, have my hands on the backs of my legs. So, is there any little shifting that's going to feel good for you? So always checking in there. Do a few more breaths wherever you're at. And then whenever you're ready, just even hugging those knees in, and then think about how you'd like to finish your yoga class. You want to go into a nice Shavasana pose where you're just laying down, relaxed, and feeling nicely supported. Is there a different thing you want to do? Is there some props that you want? So just checking in to see what's going to feel nice, what's going to be comfortable for you. And as you get there, just taking your time, and again, letting that space between and your spine be neutral, be tall. See where you want to rest your hands, what's going to feel good and comfortable. What's going to promote a release in your shoulders, going to let your chest expand. Close your eyes or keep your gaze soft and low. Turning your attention inward, breathing slowly and steadily in and out through your nose. And finding a quiet, patient, and easy, comfortable breath. Watch the breath moving in and out through your nose. And then again, inviting joy into your practice by silently contemplating your why. Joyful effort arises when we understand our purpose of yoga, meditation, of care for ourselves. Why meditate? Why practice the mindfulness? What benefits for you and your body and your mind for your yoga practice? And then by understanding the intention and why you are prioritizing your practice, the effort in practicing becomes just full of joy and ease. Understand that while joy is a result of your practice, joy arises when we joyfully practice. Joy is only revealed through constantly applying effort. Joy is revealed through joyful practice. Joy is both the cause and the result. So joy then must have been with you all along. Joy is not gained through the practice, but it's revealed. The more you tap into joy, the more you apply joy to your effort, and the more you experience joy as a result. The more you notice that joy is arising. You've always had that potential to be joyful. You've always had the potential to notice, to be mindful. You are joy. You are awareness. Rest to the sensation of joy, the joy you applied to your efforts here, and the joy you reveal through those same efforts. And rest in joy. And remember to decide if you'd like to stay longer. You're ready to start to take some nice deep breaths. Do those bits of movement to bring awareness to your body. Maybe the stretches, maybe some bigger movements that are feeling good. And slowly hug those knees into your chest. Maybe hugging them. If you'd like to turn over to your right side or left side, take a few breaths. And then slowly push yourself up, coming to seated. And then bringing those hands together into heart center. And thank you so much. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice. And always, I remind you, thank yourself. Have a wonderful rest of your evening or your day. Namaste. Well, thank you. Take good care of yourself. And oh, look at me. I could slide in forward on my blanket. Okay, take care, and we'll talk again soon.